Well, for another year, it's over. The last episode of the season of Game of Thrones was last night, so I'm going to double up my review for episode 6 and episode 7. And a recurring theme that's been going on for the last few weeks, if you've been watching all the misc videos, is that there's some things I've been greatly enjoying, there's some of the spectacle moments I've liked, but some of the things I feel are less than great is the speed at which we seem to be rushing through the end game of Game of Thrones. We had so much build-up, and now it just feels like we're just getting as quickly to the end as we possibly can. And episode 6 was the worst case of this, where it felt very much the worst case of TV writing, where we're just truncating things from a source material and just throwing it at the screen, where character motivations seem not as clear as you would hope, where people seem to be doing stupid things like they do the classic horror movie, like bad horror movie, where characters just randomly do things because the plot tells them to and not because it feels organic to the story. I can get into the minutiae of that, but I rather not, because I think all of that stuff that I wasn't a huge fan of in episode 6, as much as the beginning part I really liked, the walking and having those small character moments and those small character beats, it was eventually overshadowed by this great big battle, which again felt forced, and the bringing together of all of the characters, while cool in the fact that we're seeing all those characters together and meeting the Night King for the first time, at least the characters meeting the Night King for the first time, just didn't feel as grand as it could have been, because we feel like we're just throwing things at the screen, where Daenerys changes minds randomly, or we don't have time, as Cold Hands yells out. No, it's like, but there's 2 people can fit on a horse. I don't understand why we're exclaiming that. Anyways, we take that, we kill the dragon, and we get to episode 7. In episode 7, and I don't know if this is a bold statement or a controversial statement, but my ideal Game of Thrones is kind of the behind the scenes talking, the scheming of all of the characters. That is the part where I enjoy it the most, where I see the chess pieces being moved around the board. And yeah, it's cool to see the culmination of that in big battle scenes, but the battle scenes don't mean anything if we don't care about the characters that are going up to that. And this was an entire episode, the longest episode that they've ever created, really just designed to see the people and understanding where they are going as we go into the end game, why they've chosen to do what they're doing. I still think the whole Winterfell thing is kind of a waste of time. Sansa and Arya were working together, which was, I guess, kind of obvious, but I don't know. I feel they could have handled that a little bit better or more clearer. I think that the meeting between Cersei and Jon and everybody else worked well for me. I mean, again, I don't really know Cersei's true endgame here, because she kind of is doing exactly what everyone expects her to be doing, so I feel that there must be, like, Tyrion must have some sort of B plan here, where he understands that she's probably not actually going to help, and how is he going to use that to his advantage. And we end with that kind of scene of the White Walkers finally coming past the wall. I think that the greatest accomplishment of this episode is that we have everyone clearly pointed in the direction they need to go, and it's up to the show to give me those cathartic moments and having those surprising moments, but also hopefully throwing some things in front of them, so it's not just battling zombies versus dragons to end off the show. I think the show is much more than that. It does need that, absolutely. That is exactly where this is going. But I think George R.R. Martin is smarter than just to end it like Lord of the Rings in a way where it's like, oh, it's just a battle and then everything is happy ever after. There is going to be deep divisions, and there's going to be deep scars that Westeros is going to have to deal with. I think that's what excites me the most. So next year, it's the end. 6 episodes, and we're done. Or will it be? Yes, it will be. No, it won't. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I enjoy Game of Thrones a lot, so let's nerd out down in the comments, and I'll see you next week.